All right, Unit 1, Lesson 3, practice. All right, we have an equation. So I would recommend clearing my fractions, starting with a 2. Okay, my LCD is a 2. So I want to multiply each of these terms by a 2. All right, so 2 times 1 divided by 2, or reduce the 2's, that's going to give me a negative 1. 3k plus 3. Okay? Some people really do better if they write it all down. So a negative 2 times 1 over 2 equals 2 times 3 times k over 2 plus 2 times 3 over 2. But you're still kind of going like this. There's a negative 1. Like this, there's a 3k. And like this, there's a 3. Okay? You don't really need to show me this step. If you can mentally do that after you do some practicing, you might be able to. All right. Here is my variable right here over on this side. So that means I need to move the 3 back this way. Okay? But to move the positive 3 to the other side of the equation, we want to add its opposite to make it go away over there. That leaves 3k alone on that side. And then this is going to be a negative 1 plus a negative 3 is a negative 4. To get k alone, we want to divide by 3. Whatever we want to do to one side, we do the other. And then we get this as an answer. Okay. Over here, we have 4, 4, and 24. We got 3 fractions. We want to clear our fraction with an LCD, so we can certainly use 24 because 4 goes into 24. So we want to multiply this by 24, this one by 24, and this one by 24. Okay, so 4 into 24 goes 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times, hang on. 24 times 3 divided by 4 minus 24 times 5 divided by 4 minus 24 times 113 divided by 24. So that goes away. This goes into this 6 times, so you're going to get 30m. And this goes away and it's going to give you 113. Okay? So don't lose this negative in here. That was a negative 30m. So here's my variable term. This whole thing right here is my variable term. That means I need to move the positive 18 over here, the constant term, over to the other constant term. We move a positive 18 by adding its opposite, making it go away, making it add up to 0. Remember, adding an opposite makes you 0, okay? And then I have 113 minus 18, I believe, is 95. We want to isolate our m by dividing by the same thing. We want to do that on both sides. So m equals 95 over 30, but that is obviously reducible by 5. Divisibility test by 5 says it ends in a 5 or a 0, so I'm going to start there and divide 95 divided by 5 is 19, and 30 divided by 5 is 6, and don't lose my negative. 19 is a prime number. 3 doesn't go into it. 1 plus 9 is 10. And 2 doesn't go into it. So 19 over 6 is my final answer. Okay? It's not uncommon to get a fractional answer when there are fractions all over the problem. Okay? You are not allowed to turn it into a decimal. All right. So the next problem has a 2, 4, and a 6. 2, 4, and an 8. All are factors of 8, so we can use 8 as our LCD. All right, so that's 8 times 3 divided by 2. Minus 8 times 7 divided by 4x equals 8 times 9 over, that's a negative 8. So 12 minus 14x equals negative 9. There's my variable term. That means this 12 needs to go to the other side by adding its opposite. Negative 14x equals a negative. A negative plus another negative is a bigger negative. Divide by what's next to the x. X equals negative over negative is a positive. These are both numbers that are divisible by 7. 3 over 2 is x. Okay? You can put that back in there and check, but I don't have the room to do that. All right, so I don't have a fraction here, but I do have other fractions. So my LCD is still 5. So this is 5, this times 5, and this times 5. So 5 times 2b is 10b, okay? This one is a plus 9, and this one is a minus 11. Move the 9 over. 10b equals negative what? 20. B equals negative 20 over 10, which is going to obviously reduce to a negative 2. Okay? That you could probably put in and check to mess with the fractions doing that. All right, here's some distributions. I suggested that you just clear the fraction on the outside first. So if you just multiply by 2, why do I not multiply everything by 2? Why is that not going to work? Because what happens is you distribute this one into this one, and if you multiply everything by 2, you're going to get double dipping going on when you distribute. So you either distribute first or clear the outside fractions first. Since the other side's got a 2 also. Look, we do this, we do this, we do that. This is going to be 3 and 3. That just looks better already, okay? Then I'm going to distribute. So this is, remember, 3 over 1. So that's 21 over 3. N plus 3 equals 3. And 21 over 3 is a 7n. Okay, it worked out lovely that way. Move 3 over. When I move the 3 over, I'm going to get a 0. It's a 0. It can be a 0. I'm just following my procedure. N equals 0. A 0 over 7 equals a 0. Okay. N can be 0. Let's, I'm going to check this for a minute and then I'll erase it. Look, 3 over 2, 7 over 3 times 0 plus 1 equals 3 over 2. What is 0 times 7 over 3? Well, that's a 0. So 3, this is 0 plus 1. This is 1. So 3 over 2 equals 3 over 2. Okay, 0 is a good answer. All right, that's not, there isn't one. The answer is 0. Okay, so that's an important distinction. There's nothing wrong with the answer being 0. Excuse me. Almost finished. All right. Woo, look at the next one. All right, lots of stuff going on. I got a distribution in the middle. Got a lot of other stuff going on, though. 9 and 2. So I'm going to take the lowest common denominator of 9, 2, and 3. 9, 2, and 3. 2 goes in, doesn't go into, 3 goes into. So how about 18? That would be it. Here, 9 is 3 and 3. 3 is 3. 2 is 2. The only thing, they don't have anything in common, right? So, well, 9 goes in. Well, these two have that in common. I don't know, that's the way to go for this. I would talk to myself and go, the 3 goes into the 9. Okay, the threes are taken care of. I can use 9 for the LCD of 3 and 9. Okay, but then 2 isn't. So if I multiply 9 times 2, I get 18. That's what I would do for that one. So this one times 18 and this one times 18. All right. So 9 into 18 goes 2 times. 2 times 41 is 82 with the equal sign. 2 into 18 goes 9 times. 9 times 4 is 45. Don't touch the middle one. 3 into 18 goes 6 times. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6x. Okay? So I cleared the fractions out of the outside ones. Now I'm ready to distribute what's in the middle. So this would be 45x, and this would be 45 times the 2, then divided by 3. 45 times 2 is 90, divided by 3 is 30. You'll find that sometimes you don't have to do that anything else with that. That usually sometimes take care of itself. All right, combine like terms where they are found. 45 minus 6x is 39x plus 30. That's my x term, so that means I'm moving my 30 away from it. So I'm left with 39x on one side. Move this over, you get 52. 52 divided by 39. X equals 52 divided by 39. Let's see, 3 doesn't go into 52 because 5 plus 2 is 7, so not 9, because 3 won't go in, 9 won't go in. So I think that's it. All right, this one, last two here. All right. 2, 3, 4, 2, 24. Let's use the 24. It's got a distribution, so let's just do the outside. I need a little room up here. Okay. 2 into 24 goes 12 times. 12 times 1, negative 1, is a negative 12. Put this back, and touch that. 2 into 24 goes 12 times. 12 times 7 is 84, and it was negative, and there's an x. Okay, 24, 24, negative 83. Big numbers in this one. All right, distribute. Negative 12 times 2 divided by 3. That is a negative 8x. Negative 12 times, hang on. Okay, negative 12 times a negative 3 divided by 4. Take the 4 out. Negative 3 times a negative 3 is a positive 9. Minus 84x equals negative 83. Okay, combine like terms. Negative 92x plus 9 is negative 83. Move the 9. You get negative 92x equals negative 92. And my husband is watching TV very loud, so I apologize if you can hear it in the background. 92. Almost done. X equals 1. I'd put that in and try it, but it's going to take a while to do that. But I'm pretty good. I think that's good. All right. Next one. I got two fractions, and I got a 5 and a 2. So neither a factor either, so lowest common denominator is a 10. Multiply every term by 10. 2w plus 6. And I'm going to pause this for a second here. Hang on. All right, I know it doesn't really pause, but that's all I could do. Okay. Sorry. So let's see. I was doing 10 times 8 is 80. This is 5. These are weird. Looks a little better than it did, though. All right, now I need to go ahead and distribute. Okay. Combine like terms. And then move the W's together by adding an opposite. Move the constants together by adding the opposites. So that's going to be that. And what is 15 plus 68 is 83. And then isolate the W equals negative 83 over 3. Whew, these are really ugly problems. This is what's in the homework, though, so we got to practice these things. All right, this problem looks pretty easy compared to the other ones we did, but let's make sure we know what we're doing. We have one fraction with a 3 in it, so that's my LCD. I still want to get rid of that. So that's going to make that 8w minus 12 equals 33. Okay? Plus 12. Plus 12. 8w equals 45. 8 w equals 45 over 8. Yeah, you can't reduce it. Nope. Okay. All right, and then you may have a word problem or two in there that it gives you a formula. Notice this has 2 variables, and then it tells you what one of them is. You cannot solve for more than one variable at one time, so it's going to provide the other one, okay? So it says to substitute 68 in for G. So 68 equals 20 plus 3w over 8. So that's step 1. Step 2, we need to clear this 8 out of the fraction by multiplying it by the rest of the terms in the problem. And yes, some of these numbers will get quite large. Okay. We did that to get rid of the 8 on the bottom. We want to, this is my variable term, we need to move away the constant term over to the other constant term. So the 3w is alone on one side. And then 544 minus 160 is 384. 3, that gets rid of that. That isolates the w and gives me 128. That can be checked real quick. 20 plus 3 times 128 divided by 8. Get my calculator. 3 times 128 equals 384 divided by 8 equals 48 plus 20 equals 68, which is the G. So that works. Alrighty.